William, didn't I tell you to clean the house today? How could you leave the house like this? Don't ignore me. I bet you're out somewhere having a good time, huh? What kind of son are you? Don't you feel sorry for your mother?
Hey, did Mom also message you? Why did you go out without asking for permission? Did you forget that Mom and I are having lunch at a high-end restaurant today? You promised to drive us there, didn't you? I can't believe you took the car. Come back now. You dropped out of high school and are so useless. Did you forget that your only job is to serve us? Ugh, it's embarrassing to be your sister.
What's going on with these messages? Oh, now you've replied. Where are you and what are you doing? Come home immediately. What's wrong? I told you earlier that I can't do cleaning or drop-offs, pickups because I'm working, right? You saw me heading to work in a suit, didn't you? It happens to be my lunch break now, but you understand that I'm still working at this hour, right? Stop lying. What? I don't remember raising you to be like this. I hate lies. What do you mean? I'm not lying. First of all, I don't remember being raised by you. You only cared about my sister. Grandpa and Grandma were the ones who took care of me. After they were gone, you forced me to drop out of school and made me start working. So what do you mean raising me? Even the messages you sent me this morning portraying me as a bad son. Mom, you don't have the right to make such accusations. Don't talk back to me. See, you don't know how to respect your mother. Enough with the complaints. Just come back home quickly. While we're away, take the time to reflect on your actions. We'll hold a family meeting later. Huh? A family meeting? About what? We need to discuss your future and give you a sermon. A sermon? I don't get it. There's no need for a family meeting. I'll listen to whatever sermon you want to give me when I get home. Huh? Work? You are unemployed. What are you talking about? Unemployed? Me? What do you mean? I mean, you saw me leaving for work, right? The family meeting is at 3 p.m. today. Both Isabella and I will be back around that time. Make sure you're home by then and that the house is clean. Got it? Wait, answer my questions. We're the ones asking the questions. Anyway, just come back home already. What the hell? I have a shareholders meeting in the afternoon. I can't leave early just for a stupid meeting. Huh? What shareholders meeting? You're just an unemployed person. Stop lying already. How many times do I have to say it? I'm not unemployed. I don't even know what I'm supposed to reflect on. This is ridiculous. You're ruining my lunch break. I'm ending this conversation now. Hey, stop disrespecting your mother.
William, you skipped the family meeting, huh?
So what? What the hell is this? I told Mom that I'd listen to her stupid sermon when I got home. I don't think there's an urgent thing that we need to discuss in a family meeting. So prioritizing work is only natural.
Here we go again. We wanted to have an emergency family meeting about your lie of having a job.
What? I'm even more confused now. I was sitting at my desk at the office organizing my documents until just now.
Don't make me laugh. You, at the office, organizing documents? Do you mean reading stupid comics? Stop pretending. In reality, you can't even be a chauffeur for me and Mom. All you can do is be lazy and pretend that you are busy. Oh wait, maybe you want to be a comic artist? That's why you spend your day reading all those stupid things? A useless, unemployed high school dropout like you becoming one? Stop kidding yourself. You're not even good at anything. You're already 29. It's too late to dream about something, you know?
Are you done? I really don't get why you and Mom think I'm unemployed. I've been working all along. I've always been mistreated in this family. I know both you and Mom see me as nothing more than a servant. But until yesterday, you didn't call me unemployed. I just don't get it.
Well, we just found out today. You actually weren't working. It's no use hiding it.
Huh? What do you mean? What's going on?
Mom and I planned to have lunch at a high-end restaurant, remember? Since you didn't give us a ride, we had to take a cab. Oh, by the way, I'll charge you for this expense later. Even though you are unemployed, it seems like you have money to spend.
I told you I'm not unemployed. How many times do I have to tell you?
Shut up! Enough with those lies! While Mom and I were having lunch, we bumped into your old classmate, Kenny.
Kenny? Oh yeah, I remember you knew him too.
He told me everything. He said you mentioned at the reunion that you quit your job. He was wondering what happened to you since then. I think you went to a reunion 4 years ago. I didn't realize it had been that long since you became unemployed.
No, I've started working for another company since then.
Oh, really? But you're just a loser making a mere $18,000 per year.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You still don't want to admit it? After I heard what Kenny said, I checked your stuff in the room to see what was going on with you.
Wait, you went through my room without permission? Why would you do that?
And I found your bank statement. When I looked at the total amount, it was just $18,000. In other words, your annual income is only $18,000. It basically means you are earning nothing. You are unemployed. Aren't you embarrassed?
$18,000. Oh, that document. I think you misunderstood something, but that money is...
After discussing it in a family meeting, we've decided to kick you out of the house. You have no right to complain since you didn't attend this important family meeting.
Kicking me out of the house? What? I really don't get it.
You made your choice not to attend the family meeting. Well, even if you had attended, you would have been kicked out of the house. We don't need a loser with an income of $18,000. If you were doing household chores or being a chauffeur, we might have forgiven you, but a lazy man like you just fooling around every day deserves to be kicked out of the house.
What?
I threw all your stuff into the backyard, so take everything and leave this house.
Into the backyard? Are you insane? It's raining outside.
I don't care. You got what you deserved for hiding being unemployed. If there is still anything left by tomorrow morning, we will dispose of it all. Get out of here today.
Are you serious? I had computers and electronic devices in my room, right? Did you throw all of that as well?
Of course. For someone unemployed, you have quite a nice computer and lots of games. You don't need all that. I dropped them all out of the upstairs window.
From the upstairs window? Everything must be completely broken by now. What are you going to do about it? It wasn't just hobby stuff, it was work stuff too.
Are you still lying about having a job? It's too pathetic, so just stop. Having a brother like you is embarrassing. It feels so good to be rid of this lazy, greedy scumbag.
Are you reading what I am saying?
What's the point?
Just to be clear, does this mean that Mom and Dad think the same way as you do?
Of course. I told you it was decided in the family meeting. We all threw your stuff out of the window. It's been a while since I've had a good time relieving stress.
Alright, then promise me one thing.
What?
After I leave the house, never get involved with me again.
Obviously, what are you saying? That's my line. Don't ever depend on us if you end up on the street. You useless, unemployed brother.
You thief! Enough of this or I'll call the police. I don't know if you are trying to seek revenge on us after we asked you to leave the house, but we are not a charity organization. We don't have money to support an unemployed person like you. What are you talking about? Just admit it already. Don't you dare use our savings. Give the money back quickly. What? Are you accusing me of stealing money? I really don't know what you are talking about. I'm talking about our bank account for living expenses. Somebody has been withdrawing a crazy amount recently. Nobody in this house has used that much ever since you left. I can only assume that you, with no money, are somehow withdrawing it. I don't know the PIN number of your account. I don't have your card and I don't have your money. Stop accusing me. Don't lie. Be honest with me. Listen, what you are doing is stealing. Even if you're family, you can't just take someone's money and use it without their permission. Now, if you honestly admit and return the entire amount you withdrew, I'll forgive you and not make a big deal out of it. I mean, I'm the one who wants my money back. Do you remember the payment for the computer and other things in my room? You haven't paid yet, right? The payment was due yesterday.
Don't change the topic. First of all, what kind of invoice was that? Are you trying to make a shady donation to some strange company to take revenge on us?
What? What do you mean?
I know what you're doing. That invoice that you sent me had the name of a shady company on it. Could it be a loan company? I bet since you can't make a living, you borrowed money. And now you're trying to make me take care of the repayment.
Huh?
I always thought you were an unfilial son, but I never thought you'd fall this far. This is what happens when you live on an annual income of $18,000. From now on, change your mind and work hard.
What are you talking about? 18,000 is my monthly salary.
What? Monthly salary? When Isabella saw your bank statement, she said your annual income was $18,000.
It's a huge misunderstanding. The bank statement she saw was the one I used back in high school. I mean, I can't believe you believe what Isabella says without even looking at it.
What?
It's the money from the part-time job that was deposited into that account. It's not a recent bank statement.
Huh? The money from your part-time job? What?
I mean, it's a very old bank statement. Isabella found it in a drawer and she just assumed that it was my recent bank statement.
Stop lying. There's no way a smart girl like her would make a mistake like that. Unlike you, who didn't finish high school, she graduated from college.
After I dropped out of school and started working, I've come to realize that being smart doesn't really match up with having a good academic background.
Stop talking nonsense. I want to allow you to avoid responsibility.
Come on, Mom. Please realize it already.
Realize what?
Dad, who acts all high and mighty at home. He's the real unemployed person. Can't you see?
He's unemployed?
About a year ago, the company where he works went bankrupt.
What? Bankrupt? No way.
It seems that Dad has been unable to tell you and Isabella about it, until now. I found out because the company I manage is in the same industry. I wanted to help him while he was looking for a new job. So I secretly put $4,000 a month into an account for living expenses.
$4,000? What? Hold on, did you say you manage a company?
Yeah, I started my own business 4 years ago.
4 years ago? I didn't hear anything about that.
I told you then, and I think I've said it many times since then. I've always wanted to work in game development since I was a kid. But because of you, I ended up dropping out. I couldn't even get interviews at major game companies. But I couldn't give up, so I started my own company.
What? Really?
I thought you knew about it. Not realizing for 4 years and still treating me as unemployed. Do you even care about me? I knew you never cared about me, but it still makes me sad.
Wait a minute. So, is it true that you earn $18,000 monthly?
Yes, it's true. By the way, the games in my room are developed by my company. Including the computer that was thrown away, those are company assets. I sent you the invoice under the company's name. If there's any further delay in payment, I'll have to hire a lawyer and take legal action.
Lawyer? You don't have to go that far.
Then pay up right now.
Wait. You earn $18,000 a month. You don't have to be so stingy.
Don't get me wrong. Regardless of my monthly income, it has nothing to do with the damage caused to the company by you and Isabella. If you won't compensate me, I'll have to take legal action.
Hey, calm down. Well, as a mother, I feel incredibly proud of you. I can't believe you're the president of the company. That's amazing. I'm so lucky to have a son like you.
Well, it's none of your business anymore.
What? What do you mean?
I was misunderstood and got kicked out without a chance to explain my side. What kind of mother are you?
That's because you skipped the family meeting. It's your fault.
I told you I couldn't leave because there was a shareholders meeting. I told you let's talk when I got back from work, right? Even before leaving for work in the morning, I told you I couldn't do your favor that day. I've mentioned going to work multiple times. It's your fault for not believing me.
But...
if it was an emergency matter, I would have left the work early.
Well, William.
What? If that's the case, you can come back to the house. We're family, so we should live together again. Seriously? So please continue contributing $4,000 like before. Are you out of your mind? You promised you wouldn't get involved with me anymore, right? Don't tell me you forgot. What? Didn't you hear from Isabella about it? I didn't hear anything. Hey, William, come back to the house.
Hey, Mom told me everything. I didn't know you own a company. And about Dad too. I will not charge you for the cab. So, will you come back home?
What? I wasn't planning on paying that anyway. And I'm not going back.
Why not?
You're the one who promised not to get involved with me anymore, right?
But I didn't know you own a company.
You didn't know, huh? Do you mean you didn't listen to me? Mom, Dad, and you. You guys never cared about me, right?
Well,
The moment you found out I own a company, you are asking for money. Have you no shame? I was kicked out of my house. I worked hard while being treated like a servant by Mom and you. On top of that, I contributed $4,000 every month. I had enough. Don't you ever get involved with me again.
well, that's...
Oh, I told Mom the same thing, but I will tell this to you too. If I didn't receive the compensation for what you guys did, I'll hire a lawyer and sue you all as a company. We'll charge you a late fees on top of the compensation.
Hold on. Can you extend the deadline for payment? You know that Dad was unemployed, right? We don't even know how we're going to make ends meet. We can't afford this kind of money all of a sudden. And why does a computer cost nearly $10,000 anyway? Are you trying to rip us off or something?
I told you, it's for work. It's a high-performance computer for game development.
If we pay this kind of money, we'll be completely broke. I mean, we might have to borrow money to pay for it.
Why don't you just do it?
What?
I took out a loan when I started my business. It was really hard to start a business being a high school dropout and make it this big. I worked hard and managed to repay the loan. There are 3 of you, so if you all work together, you should be able to earn $10,000 soon, right? Good luck.
Wait, please. Please come back. William!
After that conversation, I cut off ties by blocking my sister and Mom. Shortly afterward, my father messaged, urging me to return home and contribute money. Without hesitation, I blocked him as well. It brought a sense of relief, decisively closing the chapter on my entire family. I thought they might start working seriously, but things took a turn. Surprisingly, the 3 of them showed up at my company. They caused a ruckus, shouting and breaking windows. I asked the police to come and take all 3 of them away. Since I hadn't received compensation, I added the damages they caused in our office. When I finally got a lawyer, they got scared and paid me in a lump sum. Later, I found out they borrowed money from loan sharks, and now they're working hard to pay it back.
Bob, please pick up the phone. Alyssa is in trouble.
I thought the notifications were annoying, but it's you. What the hell? I'm at work.
Come to the hospital now.
Huh?
Alyssa's condition has suddenly changed. According to the doctor, she's in a critical condition, so you should come to the hospital right away.
No way. I'm not going.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I told you I'm at work.
Aren't you worried about your daughter? She's in danger, okay?
You're overreacting as usual. I was so surprised when she was diagnosed with cancer, even though she's a high schooler. She's been fine up until now. She'll be fine this time too. You worry too much. She'll recover soon anyway. There's no point in rushing to the hospital.
This time it's really dangerous. The doctor told me to call her family members. Do you know what that means?
You're taking what the doctor said seriously? They're scoundrels who exaggerate to exploit money for medical treatment.
I don't care about that right now. Just come over.
I told you I can't. I have an important meeting coming up. I'll let you take care of her.
Oh no.
Who do you think feeds you guys? Because I bring home the bacon, right?
That's true, but...
Don't interrupt me while I'm working.
But you're her father, right? If you're her father, put her first.
Listen, it's a mother's job to take care of a child.
Yeah, that's why I quit my job when we found out that she was sick.
Then you can handle it on your own. Don't bother calling me when she gets a little sick.
She's in critical condition.
I told you that's an exaggeration. Anyway, I can't go right now. See you later.
Wait, Bob. Come to the hospital after the meeting, okay? Bob.
Janet, I just finished work. How's Alyssa doing? Well, she's probably recovered by now and having a nice chat by now, right?
Bob, come to the hospital right now.
Huh? Are you still making a fuss about her critical condition?
No, I'm not. Alyssa just passed away.
What?
She was only 18 when she left for heaven. I wish I could take her place.
I'm shocked. She was really dying.
Yes, she was. I explained it to you over and over again, but you didn't come to the hospital because you had to work.
I had a meeting I couldn't miss. I'm sorry I couldn't get to her while she was still alive.
Do you really feel that way?
Of course I do.
If you feel bad, come to the hospital now. You should be there for Alyssa.
I can't do that.
What?
I'm running an errand right now.
What errands?
Mom's birthday is coming up this weekend. I have to go buy a present for her.
What? It doesn't have to be today.
It's the only day I can do it. I'll be home late again tomorrow. The stores will be closed.
So what? Your own daughter is dead. Why would you put your mother's birthday first?
There's nothing we can do for her. Alyssa is no longer here. I care more about my mother who's still alive.
I can't believe it.
Think about it. Mom's birthday comes only once a year. And when her birthday comes, she'll be 73 years old. I don't know how many more years she'll live. It would be too sad not to celebrate her birthday.
Think of Alyssa, who left us at 18. I think your mother lived long enough.
You're the worst. You want to tell your mother-in-law to leave early?
I didn't say that, but your priority right now is not your mother's birthday present. Your daughter, Alyssa. You can always buy her a present. You should come to the hospital right now.
I don't have a choice. I'll come over there when I'm done with the shopping. I don't know when that'll be.
Damn.
So, what do you think would be a good present for Mom?
Huh?
She's so particular about fashion, it's hard to choose a gift for her every year. I gave her a bag last year, so I guess an accessory.
I don't know. I don't have time to think about it.
You have things to do too, like cooking and decorating. When things with Alyssa settle down, get ready.
Don't be silly.
Huh?
It's fine to take care of your mother, but your priorities are different now. I didn't think you were the kind of person who wouldn't understand that.
Really? Because every year when I celebrate her birthday, Mom becomes happy, and she gives me $2,000 in return. If I don't give it my all, she'll reduce it, and I'll be devastated.
I've never heard of that before.
Didn't I tell you? She always gives it to me on the way home, just so we can all eat something nice together.
You kept it all to yourself. Whatever.
I'll at least buy you a hamburger this year.
Don't be silly. Anyway, come to the hospital as soon as you can.
After I'm done buying presents.
Get lost. Bob, where are you? The funeral's about to start. I don't think your mother has arrived yet. If you don't come soon, you won't make it in time.
I'm at my mom's house.
What? What are you doing?
What are you doing? It's Mom's birthday party.
Huh?
Don't tell me you forgot. It's her 73rd birthday.
You've got to be kidding me. Please come to the venue as soon as possible.
I can't. The pizza is on its way. If I go to the funeral, the pizza will get cold.
Are you an idiot? On the day of your daughter's funeral, you're having your mother's birthday party.
It's an annual event. You can't just suddenly cancel.
You need to get your priorities straight.
My mother's birthday is more important to me than my daughter's funeral.
You're kidding, right? This is the last time we are going to see Alisa. We'll never see her again.
I've always wondered, what's the point of having a funeral? Why go to all the trouble of inviting relatives from far away, only to listen to the priest's sleepy stories? Why don't you just cremate them and be done with it?
Terrible. Why do you say that?
Alisa isn't here anymore. There's no point in getting together to say goodbye. How much does the funeral cost? Don't you think it's a waste of money?
I don't think so.
No. Spending money on a funeral is a waste of money. Having a birthday party for Mom, who is still alive, is a higher priority.
Please, tell me you're joking. I don't want to believe such words coming from her father. Are you sure you're sad about her death?
Of course I'm sad. But crying won't bring Alisa back, right? So why don't we take care of the people who are with us now?
That's not the point. We have to mourn Alisa properly, and we have to give us some closure.
I'll be fine. I've already made the switch.
You're too quick to switch, despite the fact that you are her father.
I'm not going to stay moping forever.
Alisa will be sad without her father and grandmother.
No way. Dead people don't have feelings. It doesn't matter to her who came and who didn't.
That's not the point. I'm sure everyone who will attend will think it's strange.
Oh, let me tell you something. Don't tell anyone that I'm going to the birthday party. I know it's inappropriate.
Then come over here right away. We have a lot of relatives here. Of course, they're going to ask a lot of questions when you two aren't here.
Don't tell anyone. If our relatives leave us out, it's your fault.
Then what should I tell them?
That we're in shock and in bed? Yeah, that's a good idea. That's something a father who feels guilty would do.
If you feel guilty, don't have a birthday party.
I'm not good with gloomy stuff. At funerals, everyone wears all black and cries, shh, shh, shh. It's hard to relax in that kind of atmosphere. I'd rather eat cake with Mom.
Are you sure your mother won't come either? She's her only grandchild.
I asked her too. I asked her if she wanted to postpone her birthday party and go to Alisa's funeral. Then Mom said, let's have the birthday party as planned.
No way.
Mom was pissed. You didn't prepare anything this year. The food was delivered and the cake wasn't homemade. I at least got her some fancy pizza to put her in a good mood. You should apologize to Mom later too.
You guys are both insane. You two are insane as a family.
Really? Well, Mom doesn't seem to think much of Alisa. I guess it can't be helped.
What do you mean?
You know, Mom wanted a male grandchild, right? But she had a girl. And then she thought she'd have a boy with a second one. You couldn't conceive a second child and now you're over 40.
It doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. A grandchild is a grandchild.
Mom wanted an heir. I'm an only child. If I don't have a son, the family line will die out.
I don't understand. Your late father was the third son. I don't think she needs to worry so much about the heir.
Think about her feelings. Boys are unconditionally lovable. If Alisa were a boy, she'd be the first one to go to the funeral. But she's the granddaughter who betrayed Mom's expectations.
Whatever. No matter how much your mother wants it, it's impossible to have a male grandchild now. If you don't want to come to Alisa's funeral, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll leave the rest to you.
Don't ever regret it.
Huh? What regrets? I'll regret not having Mom's birthday party. Well, I'll have fun on my own. And I'm staying at my parents' because I'm drinking today. Janet, where are you? Why aren't you home on Sunday?
What do you want?
What do you want? I couldn't go to Alisa's funeral yesterday. I thought I'd at least say hello to her portrait. Not only the portrait, but all the pictures of Alisa in the living room are gone.
You don't have to greet her now.
Wait a minute. Your stuff is gone too. Where did you go, Janet? Don't tell me you were traveling alone.
I wasn't traveling. I left home.
Huh? Why did you leave without telling me?
Don't you have a million things come to mind?
You mean the funeral?
What else?
It went off without a hitch, didn't it?
That's not the point.
What's so important that you had to leave?
You didn't show up for the funeral. I made a speech in front of everyone. But when I thought of Alisa, I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't get any words out. When they saw me standing there crying, they said, if only she had a father at a time like this. The father who should have been there was at his mother's birthday party eating cake. I felt so sad and frustrated, but I kept going through the speech, even though my face was all messed up with tears.
So, what's the point? You got through without me, didn't you?
Huh? You really don't get anything, do you? You guys are like two peas in a pod. She'd rather have a birthday party than her granddaughter's funeral.
I told you before, she wanted a male grandchild.
But that doesn't mean she can reject her in death. I don't want to deal with you guys anymore. You two trash should just get along with each other.
That's too much.
No, you're nothing more than trash.
You...
I'm not going back to your house anymore. Goodbye.
Yes?
I'm divorcing you. I don't intend to stay married to someone who's no better than trash.
What are you talking about? Suddenly you're divorcing me? Hey, where are you now? You're kidding.
I'm serious.
Seriously? You want a divorce just because I didn't show up for our daughter's funeral? Well, if you insist on leaving, I don't blame you. If we divorce, Mom might be happy. If I remarry a younger woman, she might have a male grandchild this time.
That's true. I hope you get your mother's wish, but I'm going to charge you alimony.
What? Why should I pay you alimony? You're the one who said you wanted a divorce.
You're cheating on me.
What?
There's no point in playing me. You're dating a girl at work.
How did you know?
If you think I don't know anything, you're wrong.
No. You've been taking care of Alisa for a while now. I thought you didn't know.
You underestimated her.
What do you mean?
She told me you were cheating on me.
She did?
You took advantage of her sleeping in her hospital bed. You were talking on the phone with your lover, but she wasn't sleeping. She listened to your entire conversation and she reported it to me.
What the hell?
My husband was cheating on me when his daughter was sick. I didn't want to believe it at first, but Alisa would never lie. To get proof of your affair, I hired a professional investigator.
You even used an agency?
Sure enough, she was right. Around the same time Alisa got sick, you were getting close to her. While I was trying my best to take care of Alisa, you were having fun with your lover.
But Alisa didn't say anything to me. I thought she didn't know.
She didn't want you to hate her. If she pointed out the affair, I'm sure you'd take offense and turn cold toward her. She didn't want her father to abandon her when she was weak. She only told me in secret.
Seriously?
But you abandoned Alisa. You didn't come to see her when you were told she was dying. You didn't attend the funeral. So I won't tolerate it either. You'll be hearing from my lawyer from now on, so be prepared for that.
Lawyer? Oh, come on. You've got to be kidding me. There's no way you can afford a lawyer.
A lot of people came to Alisa's funeral. Some of her classmates' parents were there. The father of one of Alisa's good friends happens to be a lawyer. I talked to him about you. He gladly agreed to do it.
He said
you were a terrible father. Of course you are. You cheated on me while she was fighting for her life and didn't even show up for the funeral.
So, you told everyone I was at Mom's birthday party?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm such a wimp. Mom's birthday party is more important. That's exactly what I said.
Oh my God, that sucks. I'm not going to be able to face my relatives tomorrow.
Why don't you just act like an asshole? You're the guy who celebrated his mother's birthday instead of his daughter's funeral.
I'm in trouble because I don't want them to think that I'm insane.
You're aware of that, aren't you?
What?
You know how shameful and outrageous this is, and yet you didn't come. And yet, all you care about is what people think of you, and all you think about is self-protection. You're a really stupid person.
Wouldn't you rather see your daughter reduced to ashes, sit back and watch her turn to dust? I'd rather make my mom happy. I was just making good use of my time.
I wouldn't. I bet no one else would.
Oh, I get it now. Suit yourself. I'm gonna start a new family with her, and she'll have a boy to make my mom happy.
You think you'll be happy?
Of course. I'm not like you, brooding over our daughter. If you want to charge me alimony, go ahead and do it.
That's right. I'll leave it to my lawyer then.
Janet? What's going on?
Bob, my ex-husband, what's wrong?
Don't bother adding X.
We're not a couple anymore.
God damn it.
What?
My girlfriend dumped me.
Oh no.
I was going to start a new family with her. My plans are ruined.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You told her something, didn't you?
Huh?
I don't understand the nerve of putting a mother's birthday before your own daughter's funeral. That's what she said and left me.
Wow, she even went out with a married guy. I thought she was a scumbag just like you. She's got a lot more common sense than I thought.
How dare you tell her I went to my mom's birthday party?
I didn't tell her anything. I just filed a claim through my lawyer.
Then why?
Someone who works for your company was at Alisa's funeral. Maybe she heard that.
Why would my coworker come to Alisa's funeral?
I told you the other day, a lot of people came. Alisa had a lot of friends. It wouldn't be surprising if her friends' parents were at her funeral.
Hey, wait a minute. If that is spreading at work, does that mean my boss and my president know?
I'm sure they do.
Give me a break. I won't even be able to go to work anymore.
Then why don't you quit?
Don't talk to me like it's somebody else's business.
Because it's someone else's business. Well, I have to go to work now, so I'll leave you to it.
Work?
Yes, I got an offer from my old company. They were short on staff, so they called me.
What? Even though I might lose my job? It's not fair.
You got what you deserved. Bye.
Hey!
The rumor that my ex-husband had gone to his mother's birthday party on the day of our daughter's funeral seems to have spread through the workplace in no time. He was coldly looked at by his co-workers and bosses and felt uncomfortable. He eventually resigned on his own. After that, he tried to find a job, but it did not work out. He is now living with his mother. However, since his mother lives on a pension and my ex-husband is unemployed, they have become poorer and poorer. The house has become dilapidated, and even though it is broken here and there, they cannot fix it. They are living a miserable life in a house that looks like garbage. As for me, after my divorce, I rented an apartment and live alone. One day, when I reunite with my daughter in heaven, I want to say with pride that I had a wonderful life. I'll live my life to the fullest for my daughter.
Emily, why aren't you at home? Don't tell me you're outside just hanging out.
Wendy, how did you know that I'm not home? Are you in our house without permission again? You returned the house key to us, right?
Oh, I made a spare key before. I knew that a wife as mean as you would take away the house key.
What? Why are you being like this?
Shut up! Just answer my question. Where are you right now? Why aren't you at home?
I'm at work. I'm on my lunch break.
Oh my God! You haven't quit your job yet? I've been telling you repeatedly to quit your job and focus on housework, right? Why haven't you quit yet?
Yeah, you told me that, but for the next few years, I decided to work and save for the future. I talked it over with Joe and we decided together. We've explained this to you several times, haven't we?
There's no way I could agree with that.
It doesn't matter if you don't agree, Wendy. It's our future, and we decided on our own.
So you can't listen to your mother-in-law? You really are a cocky wife. I'm not saying you shouldn't work, okay? I work part-time myself. But that's because I can manage household chores perfectly. You can't even handle the chores properly, and you're still working? I've taken a good look around the house. What's with this messy room? The dishes are still in the sink, and the laundry is piling up. How many years has it been since you married Joe? It's been 3 years, right? Jesus Christ, what kind of wife are you?
I do the laundry after I get home from work. I also do the dishes when I come home. Joe helps me with other chores, so we don't have any problems with it.
Are you asking my son to do the chores? I can't believe you made your husband do the housework. Your duty as a wife is to ensure that the chores are done perfectly and that your husband feels good when he comes home.
I see. If that's how you feel and it works in your house, that's fine. But our situation is different. My lunch break is over, so I'll leave now.
Wait a moment. Don't just end the conversation on your own. Are you kidding me? What the hell are you doing? Explain yourself properly.
What are you talking about?
Is it true that you moved with Joe 2 weeks ago? I couldn't reach you, so I went to check, and the key doesn't work anymore. I peeked through the window and the house was empty. I asked the neighbors and they said you moved 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right. We moved. What's the problem with that?
Why did you do this without telling me anything? We don't need an insane wife like you. I've tolerated you until now, but I've reached my limit. I'm going to pick a new wife for my son.
What are you talking about? Joe said you're the insane one.
He's being deceived by you. I need to open his eyes.
Joe agreed to sever ties because he was fed up and decided to move with me. Making spare keys without permission, entering the house, always believing you're right and attempting to manipulate us. We relocated because finding peace seemed impossible otherwise, so we both agreed on the decision to move.
What? No way!
Oh, also, both Joe and I have changed jobs, so please don't bother our previous employers.
What?
Goodbye.
Wait! Tell me your new address. Emily! I finally found you. If you think you can run away forever, you're wrong. I knew it. God is on the side of the righteous. He's going to punish you. Prepare yourself.
What? Wendy?
Yes, it's been a while. Has it been 4 years since then?
Oh my God. What now?
So you didn't block my number after all.
Well, yes. Even though we've cut ties, you're someone we need to keep an eye on. I thought you'd given up and never contacted me. Did you contact me to give me a sermon or something?
You still don't know how to respect me. You're still the same cocky wife. Well, that ends today. I won't let you get away with it anymore.
Huh? What do you mean?
I know where you live.
What?
Moreover, it seems you're pregnant. And today is your due date, isn't it? Your neighbor told me they saw you leaving last night, saying you were in labor. Since you're replying, I assume the baby has been born already, right?
Yes, the baby was born in the middle of the night.
I thought it was time to receive an apology for vanishing without a word. But I don't want a simple apology.
Apology? I have no intention of apologizing to you, Wendy.
Wow, seriously? Well, whatever. I'll discipline you severely from now on so that you'll never be able to say such a cocky thing again. Having given birth to Joe's child is a natural thing for a wife, so don't get carried away. Having a child doesn't mean you've fulfilled your role as a wife.
Are you telling me to have a second child as soon as possible?
That's one thing, but first, let's live together.
What?
If you're the kind of mean wife who disrespects your mother-in-law and moves out without telling, I need to teach you how to be a perfect wife. Come to my house right now. Starting today, we'll live together, and I'll discipline you properly. If you don't come here within an hour, I won't show any mercy.
What are you talking about? I can't just leave the hospital like that. I just gave birth, okay? I have to stay in the hospital for a few days. Leaving the hospital after giving birth within 1 hour is impossible.
Oh, come on. While you're complaining, time is ticking away. You have 58 minutes left. Get out of the hospital now.
I mean, Wendy, today is not the time for that, right? I'm surprised you have time to message me like this. I think your priorities are clearly in the wrong order.
What are you talking about? My priority right now is to discipline my daughter-in-law and hold my grandchild. I don't care about anything else.
Your husband's funeral is happening right now, isn't it?
What? Stop it! Please don't say something so ominous. Just because my husband and I have been living separately for 3 years, that kind of lie won't work. You are going too far this time. How insensitive are you? If my husband really passed away, I, his wife, would be the first to be notified. How dare you try to deceive me with such an insane and obvious lie?
Living separately? And for 3 years? Then, you really don't know, do you?
Huh? What are you trying to say?
He passed away a few days ago. Last night was the wake, and today is the funeral. Joe and his sister will be the pallbearer.
You still tell such a lie to me?
You really don't know?
No one told me that my husband passed away.
Really?
I don't know what you are doing. You're just lying about this to avoid coming here. You really want to challenge me this way? Go ahead. I know your contact number and your address. Everything is going according to my plan. God is on my side because I'm right. No matter what you do, everything will go as I planned.
It's not really like that. There's no way I would lie about your son passing away. Just because I cut you off a few years ago, that doesn't mean I'm an insane person. Arguments like this supposedly only happen between people on the same level. So lowering myself to your level is a bit much.
That's enough. I can't believe you'd go this far to avoid living together. What you are lying about is really insensitive. You really are a disrespectful wife, making my husband's death for your own good.
If you don't believe me, why don't you check with one of your relatives? I'm still in the hospital, but Joe is live streaming the funeral, allowing me to bid farewell to my father-in-law remotely.
Listen, if you keep spouting lies, I'll have to go far like you did.
I'm only telling the truth, and I won't live with you.
What? You don't have the right to decide that.
I don't think you have that right either. Goodbye.
I can't believe my husband is really gone. You weren't lying.
Now you believe me. I heard it was really sudden. Both Joe and his sister are still trying to come to terms with it.
It's all your fault. Because you lied about my husband's death, now he really passed away.
What? What are you talking nonsense? I'm just telling you the truth. Well, I know it's hard to process the situation. I will forgive you.
Who do you think you are? That's not the point. Why didn't anyone contact me? Even though we were living separately, I'm still his wife. They should have informed me first. Actually, shouldn't you, as the daughter-in-law, have been the one to contact me?
I cut off ties with you. Why are you expecting to get a message from me? And besides, I heard that Joe's sister contacted you.
What? She's lying. My daughter didn't contact me at all.
She said no matter how many times she called you, you didn't answer. I don't know the truth, but I don't think she would lie something like this.
Oh, wait. I received a lot of calls the other day. I was busy trying to track down your new address. I thought somebody was calling the wrong number. It was so annoying, so I blocked that number.
Oh, I see. So it's not like nobody contacted you, but you're the one who rejected the call. Then you shouldn't blame her, you know?
Oh, Lord. Why do I have to suffer like this? You really have to be kidding me. When will you stop disrespecting me? Who do you think you are? Stop acting like you are better than me.
I've been feeling this way for a long time. If you're going to message me like this, could you just get to the point?
I'm talking about my husband's will. It's terrible that he excluded me from his inheritance. Other assets that I could get are almost nothing. It's really unfair.
That has nothing to do with me, right? Why are you contacting me? I'm not a therapist to listen to all your rants.
You must have said something to my husband.
Of course not.
No. All the recent misfortunes are entirely your fault. Everything happened because you didn't fulfill your duties as my son's wife.
Please stop making baseless accusations like that.
So, what happened with living together?
What? Are you still talking about that?
I'm heading to your house right now. Even though I had finally found your place that day, it got complicated with my husband's funeral. But this time, it won't be the same. Starting today, I'll be moving in. From now on, you must change your cocky attitude and do your best to take care of me. I'll discipline you to have a proper attitude as my son's wife. It's all your fault that I've become miserable. Take care of me properly and atone for your sins. What the hell is this? Did you deceive me again?
Now what? Can you just tell me directly what you want? I'm so fed up with your lecturing. Just tell me what you want.
I'm even more fed up with you. Why aren't you at home? I told you we're living together starting today.
I didn't agree with it. I've moved back to my parents' house with my newborn daughter for safety.
For safety? What do you mean? Do you think I'm a threat?
Oh, so you're aware of it. We are planning to move to a new place after things settle down.
Moving? You're moving again?
Technically, we've already moved. Joe has taken care of everything.
He did? No way. I know what you're doing. You're deceiving and manipulating Joe. There's no way Joe would move without me.
Well, it's happening. I have 1 month left on my contract for that old place, but I have no plans to go back.
Why not? I've been saying that we will live together.
Why would I want to live with someone like you? To not get involved with you ever again, we moved out and cut off ties with you 4 years ago. Yet now that you tracked us down, I feel like being told to live together again is a horror story.
That's your opinion, right? You're ignoring Joe's opinion. In his true feelings, he probably wants to live with his mother. Instead of a wife like you who can't even do her chores, I'm sure he'll choose me.
I just told you that Joe took care of everything about moving. I also mentioned that he supported the decision to cut ties with you. Joe is tired of your irrational and insane mindset. If you are still concerned about how I handle the housework, you don't need to worry. I already quit my job and now dedicate myself to it. We saved money while working together before, so now I can be a stay-at-home mom since we have a child.
Oh, is that so? I thought you were incompetent as a housewife, and that you were using work as an excuse.
That's not true. But I still want Joe to help with housework and childcare. He also told me that he wanted to help me. So I'm sure you will keep nagging about it if we live together. Raising a child under such circumstances is not good for the child. So I will never tell you where we're moving to next. Of course, this is a decision made by both Joe and me.
Then where should I live?
If I remember correctly, you were living separately from your husband, right? Why don't you just go back to the place where you were living separately?
I couldn't pay the rent, so I was evicted.
What? I think you had a part-time job 4 years ago. Did you quit?
I quit that a long time ago.
What?
Even though we were living separately, my husband provided for my living expenses and rent. I received enough money to get by without needing a part-time job if I cut back a bit. But unexpectedly, my husband passed away. I've been spending what money I have left in hopes of getting an inheritance from my husband. Now, my wallet and bank account are empty. I don't even have money to stay in a motel.
Are you serious? You really thought you'd inherit something?
I'm his wife, you know. Even though we were living separately, I'm still his wife, so I have the right to inherit, don't I? I never expected he would do this to me.
I heard that the reason for the separation was because you used his money without permission.
Why are you talking about that now?
I'm telling you because I think it's relevant. I don't know the details about what happened exactly, but it seems that made him decide to exclude you from the inheritance.
What?
A wife must take care of the house perfectly and make sure the husband feels good when he comes home. You said something like that to me before, right? Saying that while stealing your husband's money? What kind of joke is that? I think you should look for a job first, rather than spending money on transportation in search of a place to live. I think getting a job where you could stay in a dormitory would solve most of your current problems. There should be some jobs that allow you to start working the same day.
You said you are living with your parents. Well then, I'll move in with you there.
I don't think you know my parents' house address.
What?
I still remember when we used to live together, you tore up and threw away the Christmas card sent by my parents. After that, I don't think you have had an opportunity to know our address. Am I correct?
Whatever. Just tell me where you are.
I don't want to.
You're going against me? I'm your mother-in-law. Who do you think you are?
We've already cut off ties with you. Who do you think you are?
Excuse me? What did you say? What a cocky wife you are.
I'm tired of hearing that.
Shut your mouth!
All right, let's call it a day. There's no need to continue this conversation.
What do you mean? No!
I've told you many times, we've cut off ties with you. I had to respond this time because you forced your way in, and there was also your husband's matter. But I hope you're grateful for the time and attention I've given. Instead of complaining about me, you should think about your own future. I wish you all the best.
Wait! You will need to get a lecture from me on how to be a good wife. I haven't even held my grandchild yet. Answer me! Emily, please!
It seems Wendy sought help from her daughter and relatives, but no one offered help, as everyone knew about all the drama. With no one to help, she apparently went to an employment agency while crying. There, she was introduced to a job with dormitory accommodation. But the job was too hard for her, and she quit after 3 days. Now, no one knows where she went. I heard a rumor that someone spotted a homeless person who looks similar to her, but I'm not sure if it is true or not. My husband and I are busy raising our child, so we don't have the time to confirm. To avoid becoming a person like Wendy, we are working hard to provide proper education for our child.
Is this Harrison? It seems as though you and my daughter are a thing. Good evening. Are you Sabrina's father, Hugo? Yes, that's right. I'm Harrison, Sabrina's boyfriend. May I help you? It's not that I need anything from you. It's just that you lack a little common sense, don't you? Huh? Did I do something rude? I got your contact from my wife's phone. I didn't realize you were sneaking around texting with her before you came to formally meet us. Don't you think that's rude? No. Your wife has been kind to me like her own son since Sabrina and I started dating in college. We exchanged contacts and have been in contact with each other ever since. The reason we're talking secretly is because I was asking her for advice on a souvenir. I heard that you are very particular about food, so I admire your spirit, but I don't approve of you sneaking around with my wife. I understand. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I really don't think I can let a thoughtless man like you marry Sabrina. By the way, about the meet and greet, your parents are coming too, right? No, I was going to come alone. What? You really don't have any common sense, do you? My mother is busy with work, so I don't think she'll be able to come. What about your father? It's just the two of us. My father isn't around. I see, a mother and her child. If that's the case, it makes sense. Okay, now I get it. What? What do you mean? Anyway, if you wanna do the greetings, be sure to bring your mother. All the parents will be here on our side. It'll be rude for your parents not to come. I could never condone such a thing. Okay, I see. I'll talk to my mother about it. Sabrina, I'm sorry. Today's wedding greeting, I'll be the only one to greet your parents at first. What's wrong? Your mother was supposed to come with you, right? There was some trouble at work, and she got called in to deal with it. Oh my God. If your mother's going there must have been a lot of trouble. She's planning to come even if she's late, so I'm sorry, but could you tell your parents that as well? And also tell them I'm sorry, especially to your father. Please be polite. Okay, that's fine. Besides, originally you were supposed to come alone, but my father insisted your busy mother make time. It's not like you have a choice. I'll take care of him, so don't worry about it. Thank you. I'll be at the Japanese restaurant. I have a reservation at 11:30 as planned. Okay, have a safe trip. Hey there, poor guy who grew up in a single-parent home. How does it feel to be slapped with a wad of cash? This is what happens when you cheekily say you want to marry my daughter. What on earth do you think you're doing? As soon as I entered the private room of the restaurant, you slapped me back and forth with a wad of bills. By the way, that wad of cash was $50,000. Did you go out of your way just to get that much money together? Oh, give me a break. Do you think that's a lot of money? It's interesting to see the sensibility of a poor person, isn't it? A loser like you will never see that much money. You should be grateful to me. I'm not grateful, but I'm angry. I know you're Sabrina's father, but I can't take this kind of humiliation. I don't remember anyone I've ever met going that far. What on earth did I do to you? I just sent you a message. I would never give my precious daughter to a poor man who grew up in a single-parent home. There is no doubt that I grew up in a single-parent home. My mother is a good earner, and we have never been in a situation where money was a problem. Can you please stop insulting me by assuming that we are poor? That's just something you don't realize. It's common knowledge that a single-parent home equals poor. It's just that your sense of poverty is numb. The fact that you called $50,000 a lot of money makes it obvious that you are poor. People at my level sometimes spend $100,000 in our daily lives. In other words, our Sabrina's values are in a whole different class. I can't allow her to get married to you. Above all, I don't want her to be taken advantage of because she accidentally got married to a poor man. That's the kind of thing you have to nip in the bud. But that doesn't mean you should do that to the fiancé who came to greet you. I didn't recognize you as a fiancé. That's why I greeted you the way I did. I thought you had no common sense from the start. It figures because you're from a single-parent home. That brazenness with no sense of status. It really bugs me. You think I can marry my daughter off to a poor man who grew up in a single-parent home? Don't make me say the same thing over and over again. You know what? A son raised by a mother who is late for the wedding greeting is not a good thing. I was actually gonna tell you how miserable mothers and sons are in society. You are the most insane parent and son I could have ever imagined that you would be late to the party. As you probably heard from Sabrina, this time it was a work-related problem and I had no choice but to... I just received a call a few minutes ago that she'll be arriving soon. What kind of a fiasco did your mother have to go through to be called all the way to the office? That's not what I meant. Whatever it is, I don't approve of you marrying my daughter. Speaking of which, where did you go after that? The restaurant lent us a private room they had available, and that's where we are now. I see. You're still in the restaurant. Then hurry up and come and get it. Get what? That $50,000 from before. If you leave my daughter, I'll give you that $50,000. Well, it's called a severance package. $50,000 is a lot of money for a guy like you. You could work for a year and still not make that much. That's what you'll get right away. I imagine a guy like you would jump at the chance. Excuse me for a moment. My mother has just arrived. I'd like to talk to her. Sorry to keep you waiting. I just spoke with my mother. What, a poor mother and her child were torn between their desire for $50,000 and their paltry pride? Let me ask you just to be sure. Are you sure you want me to break up with your daughter? My mother and I are going to come and visit you again now. Oh, wow, I knew you'd decide to accept the $50,000. A poor man's pride is just like this. You should have picked someone worthy of you from the beginning. What a mistake you made. How can a poor man marry my daughter? I'll give you $50,000. Leave my daughter now. Get the hell out of our lives. Don't regret it later. Huh? Harrison, wait! Please! No way! I can't believe your mother, the president of our company! I thought she was just someone else with the same last name! Harrison, I'll allow you to marry Sabrina! Give me a chance to plead my case to your mother! I mean, the boss! Harrison, I said I'll let you marry Sabrina! Answer me! Dad? Oh, Sabrina, where are you now? At an important time when your own marriage is at stake. I've been with Harrison. What? And also with Harrison's mother. Oh, I see. Sabrina, please. Tell Harrison to answer my message. Also, tell him to come back soon with his mother. I'll allow him to marry you. Let's start the meeting over. Why are you talking so high and mighty? What? Don't you realize you're in a very bad position? Or are you aware of it, but you're trying to escape reality? This is not the time to be talking about whether you approve of my marriage or not, Dad. You know you're in a bad position socially, don't you? Sabrina? The reason I didn't tell you about Harrison's mother beforehand is because I felt your condescending attitude was dangerous. Dangerous? If I told you beforehand that Harrison's mother was the president of your company, I'm sure you would have gone into full-on ass-kissing mode. Of course, it's my boss. That's why I didn't tell you. Huh? When you started forcing Harrison to bring his mother, I knew you had a bad habit of looking down on people. I dared to let that go and thought I'd found out by your attitude today, the day of the greeting. But I never thought you'd slap him back and forth with the water bills. I didn't see that coming. And as your daughter, I'm ashamed. I feel sorry for Harrison and his mother. Oh no, Sabrina! You're not behaving like a daughter speaking ill of your father. I don't care what you think. It's you, Father, who's not behaving well. That $50,000 is the money Mom received from her grandfather's inheritance, isn't it? What? I know you and Mom know each other's PIN numbers in case of an emergency. But that doesn't mean you can withdraw the money without permission. No, we are a couple. No, you can't do that. I mean, it's not your money, and you slap him back and forth with that wad of cash and talk to him like it's a severance package. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Where's your pride? Are you stupid? After dating Harrison and getting to know his mother, who is the president of the company, I've come to understand. Rich people take better care of their money. It's only natural, since they're the ones who do business by paying attention to every penny. That's why $50,000 is a lot of money in the eyes of Harrison's mother. She says she despises people who slap other people with it. I agree. Sabrina, don't talk back to your father. A father who calls himself elite, but our family is middle class at best. You're bragging to Harrison like a big shot about spending $100,000. You mean the home you built with a loan, right? And it's in Mom's name. That's enough. I understand already. Oh, really? I could go on forever about you. Well, I'm glad I got to say what I wanted to say. I think we'll be able to part our ways now. What? You're gonna cut ties with your own father? I told you I'd found out how you would behave today. I can't stand the fact that I'm your daughter, so I'm cutting off all ties with you. And then, Harrison will be requesting reimbursement for medical bills and compensation as well. And I'm sure you'll get a bill for lost time from work. Huh? What the hell is that? When he fell down after being slapped back and forth by you, he hurt his wrist and fingers supporting himself. Huh? He was being treated at the hospital while we were texting. Harrison does delicate technical work and mainly uses his hands, and he's going to have to take some time off work for a few weeks. Wait! Then why was he texting earlier? If he hurt his fingers, he can't type. Oh, Dad, I was the one typing. Huh? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't notice. I was typing what Harrison wanted to say on his behalf and communicating with you. Excuse me? So, I was shocked to see what a terrible person you are. The last sentence, please don't regret it, I sent on impulse. Your attitude was so despicable. I thought you should be socially sanctioned and hurt. No, that was... I'm gonna take Harrison home and go straight back to my apartment. Sabrina! Oh, and make sure you give the $50,000 back to Mom. Harrison, please, can you take this up with the president? If you don't, I'll be demoted. My wife will divorce me too. I told you I'd let you marry Sabrina, didn't I? Come on, please. Harrison? Hey, I'm really begging you. Please. Sabrina? Oh, Harrison? Oh, yeah, I guess you're all better about now. I can type on my phone smoothly, and I'd say I'm fully recovered. It looks like I'll be able to work again. That's great. Sorry about my dad. Oh, I made a mistake. The guy that was my dad. Don't apologize, Sabrina. If my injury set you free, it's a small price to pay. Anyway, I heard your parents are in divorce proceedings. Have they separated already? Yes, they have. My parents' house is in my mother's name, so she asked my father to move out. Do you mind if I ask what happened? You know, there was a settlement payment to get you to withdraw the damage report you filed. To get that money, he tried to withdraw it from my mother's account again. What? As you can imagine, my mother's patience had run out this time. After everything that had happened in the past, I guess it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I see. Actually, you know, at my mom's office, I told you the other day when we were meeting that she got called in for some trouble at work. Oh, I heard about the trouble too. They investigated and found that it was because of my father's mistake. So he was demoted from section chief to a rank-and-file employee. That's right. I'm an outsider, so I don't really know the details. But that's what I heard. He was so overbearing, but I wonder what's going on. He's my ex-father, but I can only sigh. I'm sorry for your mother and you. Don't let it bother you, Sabrina. We've already broken ties, so don't worry about it. My mother says so too. I'm really fine.
Thank you.
By the way, I got a brochure of the wedding place we're talking about the other day.
Oh, really? I want to see it.
I'll bring it with me on our date tomorrow. I better jump in the shower.
Oh, right. Me too.
Well, good night. See you tomorrow.
Okay, good night. See you tomorrow.
Sabrina's parents divorced, and I received a lump sum settlement payment from her father. According to Sabrina's story, her father didn't have any savings, so I was wondering where the money came from. Apparently, he borrowed it from a steady loan service to pay it. After he was demoted to a regular employee, debt collectors started coming to the company. He was finally fired. After that, he worked part-time to make ends meet. But due to poverty and hard work, he has lost a lot of weight and is now in a state of utter disrepair. On the other hand, Sabrina and I got married half a year later. We are enjoying our newlywed life. My mother and mother-in-law are also very close, and sometimes they go out for afternoon tea together.
Samantha, did you leave early without permission again? I told you before that we have a meeting this afternoon, didn't I? You haven't even submitted a request for leaving early. It's not acceptable. Please, come back right away.
Oh, I can't. I've already arrived home. Lori, you're always acting like a senior, so you should be helpful at times like this.
What do you mean?
Submit a request for leaving early on my behalf.
You want me to apply on your behalf? I don't know the reason of your leave in the first place. Since last week, you have left early 5 times without notice, haven't you? It's not an unavoidable reason, such as illness, so I can't accept it.
Don't be so hard on me. Besides, this time it was unavoidable circumstances.
What kind of circumstances?
My live-in boyfriend said he was going to collapse from hunger, so I had to rush home and make him lunch.
Why don't you just let him cook it himself? That's not an acceptable reason for leaving early without permission.
To tell you the truth, I'm not feeling very well either. I was trying so hard to make out with him last night that I couldn't sleep until the wee hours of the morning. I'm really sleepy and my body feels tired, so I'm leaving early. I already left.
Bragging about your boyfriend is no excuse for leaving early, so please come back right away.
Oh, Lori, don't be so crabby. Just because you're 41 years old, single, unattractive, and will never get married, I think it's wrong to be so hard on me who can get married in my 20s.
That has nothing to do with it. I just want you to be a responsible member of society.
You're jealous of me, aren't you? You have a reputation for being nice to other employees, but all you do is complain about me.
That's because you are always doing things that make me angry. In addition to your repeated tardiness, early leaving, and unauthorized absences, you're often away from your desk during working hours and you dump your work on others. I've received complaints from a number of people that I need to do something about it.
That's because I'm a new employee and I don't know what I'm doing yet.
It's been almost a full year since you joined us, right? Your peers are already on their own and working hard.
I could do that too if I put my mind to it. I'm actually very talented, you know. Isn't it the company's fault or you, my mentor's fault for not knowing how to handle me?
Oh, I see.
Well, it's just for now, so will you forgive me? Our wedding is next month, so our feelings are at their climax. I can't stop myself from wanting to be with him every minute. I'm going to make love to him now, so don't contact me again today.
I'll keep contacting you until you come back to the office.
You're tearing us apart from this lovey-dovey relationship?
Your lovey-dovey talk is no excuse for leaving early, so please come back right away. How many times do you want me to say it?
on. I'm sharing my happiness with you. This is why I don't like 41-year-old single women.
Your lovey-dovey talk is no excuse for leaving early, so please come back right away. Shall I save the sentence as a template and send you the same text message continuously until you understand it?
Okay, I understand.
And by the way, in company-related places and communications, the basic rule is to use polite language, regardless of each other's age or position. Please keep your private life and work life separate. And please, don't make me say this again and again.
I understand. I'll get ready and leave the house now.
Understood. The meeting starts at 3. Please hurry as much as you can.
Hello, Lori? You're always so strict about my late arrivals and early departures, so why haven't you come to work yet? Maybe you're late? Did you oversleep? Oh, because you're a 41-year-old single woman and don't have a boyfriend who wakes you up in the morning when you oversleep, huh? I have no choice but to report it to our boss, right? I'll tell the boss that Lori is a sloppy 41-year-old single woman who overslept and is running late in the morning.
Hello, Samantha. I'm sorry for interrupting the excitement, but I've been at work since this morning.
What are you talking about? You haven't been at your desk since this morning. You're late? There's no excuse. We're in an office-based department, so you can't use an excuse that you're on your way to your client.
Oh no. Perhaps you haven't seen the notice of personnel transfer?
Personnel transfer?
I've been transferred to the marketing department starting today.
What?
I brought all my stuff around my desk here. Didn't you notice?
Seriously? Oh, true. Everything is gone except for the computer.
That computer is going to be used by a new mid-career employee who will be here next week. I mean, it's to be expected that you didn't see the notice of personnel transfer. No one told you about it, huh? Not having someone to correct your mistakes is pretty critical in performing your job.
Shut up! Don't get too confident just because you're in the marketing department. You're a 41-year-old single woman. You're cheeky.
I'm not getting too confident, and age has nothing to do with it.
I'm just saying that a hag like you is getting carried away by transferring to the prestigious marketing department. It's a popular department with good-looking men. It's a department where pretty young girls like me should be selected for. If I'd known you'd be chosen, I would have done everything in my power to stop the transfer. I would have blocked the transfer.
This personnel change was announced about 2 months ago.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, is that all you wanted to say?
Oh, let's see. Yes, it's my wedding this Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Congratulations.
I didn't invite you, Lori, but I thought I'd invite you to the after party. Make sure to bring a handsome young guy from the marketing department. After all, a wedding for a young pretty girl like me would look better with a young, capable, good-looking guy, right?
I don't like that. It's kind of vulgar.
Why? I'm not trying to fish for men at the wedding. I have a boyfriend I love. Duh.
I mean, I can't go because I have plans. Actually, I have a wedding on that day as well.
Huh? Is that wedding more important than my wedding?
Yes, it is. That's why I can't go. I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
Are we done? Well, then I have to go or I'll run out of time for lunch.
What? Wait, seriously. Why is she attending my wedding in a wedding dress? That's beyond insane. I don't get it. It's gross. So gross. This is why she's a 41-year-old single hag who can't get married. She said something about having a wedding today. I thought maybe she was invited to her friends' or relatives' wedding, so I just brushed it off, but don't tell me she's trying to take over my wedding. Is she trying to steal my young and handsome groom? He's a high spec, so I can understand why she'd want to steal him, but I will never let my groom taken away by a 41-year-old single hag. This harmful hag needs to be exterminated as soon as possible. This is serious. I have to do something before my wedding starts.
Samantha, you suddenly ripped up my wedding dress. What on earth do you think you're doing?
It's a pest extermination. I exterminated the vicious old hag who was after my groom. I ripped up your dress. You can't show your face in public anymore. Well, your face is not good enough to be seen in public anyway. Who do you think you are, putting on so much makeup just like a bride? Makeup on an old face just makes me want to throw up, and it doesn't suit you. Go home in your shredded, vulgar outfit in disgrace. You know, a 41-year-old single hag is a loser. You should dress ugly like a loser.
That's not an explanation.
What? You still don't get it? This is why I don't like 41-year-old single women. You're crazy to attend my wedding in a wedding dress. Well, I didn't invite you, but you still came. So you were going to get into my wedding party with the intention of stealing my groom, weren't you? You wore a wedding dress, thinking you were going to be the bride instead of me. I was just trying to sanction this insane old hag.
It was just the same venue.
Huh?
I wasn't invited to anyone's wedding. I was here for my own wedding. I wore a wedding dress because I'm the real bride.
What kind of excuse is that? There's no way a 41-year-old hag can get married now. Don't be so delusional. You're so delusional that you came up with the shallow idea of stealing my groom. I ripped up your dress, so I guess you failed in your man-hunting attempts as a single 41-year-old. Now get the hell out of here.
I know. I guess I'll have to leave. My dress is in shreds. Can't go out in public like this. If it was just a small tear, I could have used a safety pin to hold it together. But it's been cut up beyond repair.
Too bad you can't get out of the single life. Without any difficulty, I overcame interference of a 41-year-old single hag, and I'm happily getting married to my boyfriend.
Do you really think you can get married?
Huh?
I don't care if you get hurt.
What? You have a grudge against me? This is why I don't like 41-year-old single women. I'm scared, so I'll ask my boyfriend to protect me. Oh, he's not my boyfriend anymore. He's my husband from today. He's a well-educated, promising, high-spec, handsome guy who has high expectations at his company despite his young age. We'll move into a high-security townhouse so that I'll be protected. You, as a 41-year-old single woman, should go live in a shabby apartment by yourself. See you later. What a thing to do to me! You're making it look like I'm the bad guy. The wedding was canceled and my husband broke off the engagement. How can you do this to me?
Oh my gosh, poor you. But I guess you deserved it, didn't you?
You've got to be kidding me. I was about to get rich, to marry a guy like him. You said something to my husband, didn't you? After you left, my husband's attitude suddenly changed. He started to look down on me.
You're not married, so he's not your husband.
Shut up. It's your fault because you were wearing a wedding dress. If we had known we were having our weddings at the same place.
Well, we just didn't know. It's as simple as that.
What?
My wedding was a small affair inviting only my family and close friends, so I didn't invite anyone from the company. You also invited only a few people that you're close to from other departments. And I guess you must have forgotten that I had made an announcement at the company that I was planning to get married, right?
Oh, you made an announcement?
Yes, I had.
Oh,
Those must have been the reasons why we both didn't realize that we were having our weddings at the same place.
It doesn't matter. My marriage...
Yelling to me won't solve anything.
You rented a new dress and continued with the wedding, didn't you? It's unfair that only you got married.
That was thanks to my husband, who had a quick wit. I thought it was no longer possible for me to continue with the wedding, but I was saved by my husband's business connections. He works in the TV business, so he has a lot of contacts with people in the costume rental industry. So he was able to get me a new dress right away.
Oh, TV business?
Well, I found out an interesting fact about that. The man who was supposed to be your husband, he's my husband's subordinate.
What? What does that mean?
I was surprised too. The grooms and the brides both work for the same companies.
No kidding.
I simply told my husband the truth. I told him that Samantha, my colleague, cut my dress to shreds. Then my husband got furious. He stormed over to your wedding's venue. That's when he found out that the groom was his subordinate. After that, the groom humbly apologized. You were not there for some reason, so you may not know about it.
I thought you were upset and burst in on my wedding, so I had to take refuge in the bathroom.
And when you went back to the groom announced the termination of the engagement. Huh. You were disrespectful to me, who was the wife of your groom's boss, so I guess it's only natural.
No way!
Oh, and by the way, I also told him that you were ranting about inviting a handsome guy from the marketing department to your wedding. I made sure to tell him.
Why did you say that? You didn't have to go to such lengths just because you resented me for being young. I don't care if your husband is a bigwig in the TV business or whatever. You two harassed me and my husband. You are an insidious couple. This is why I don't like elderly people.
Samantha.
What?
I was really scared when you cut up my wedding dress with scissors.
What?
Well, fortunately, I wasn't hurt. You will now be charged for the compensation to your ex-fiancé and cancellation fee for the wedding hall. Also, it seems that the wedding hall will charge you for the wedding dress I rented and you shredded. So I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but...
What?
Not only did you show no remorse, but you also acted like a victim, lashing back at me.
Excuse me?
I thought it wouldn't be good for you if I didn't make things clear. So I'm going to claim compensation from you.
No way!
Rumors of Samantha's tearing my dress to shreds and breaking off the engagement spread quickly throughout the company. She couldn't stand to be there any longer and voluntarily resigned a few weeks later. Rumor has it that her ex-fiancé also resigned from the TV station, and they are now both unemployed and struggling with compensation. However, I heard that Samantha is outnumbered by her ex-fiancé because her ex-fiancé had a rich family and was able to hire a good lawyer. The compensation I charged Samantha and the compensation for the damaged dress were paid in one lump sum. Samantha's family was not particularly wealthy, and she had no savings, so it was a mystery where she had come up with that kind of money, but it seemed that she had borrowed it from an underground money lender. She must have a hell of a life waiting for her from now on. Oh, by the way, I got married and took my husband's last name. Along with my maiden name, I will seal off this wedding incident and live happily with a fresh start.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.